Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. Alright folks, gather around because what's unfolding inside the Chicago Bears locker room right now feels less like an NFL franchise and more like a primetime drama series. The tension that's been bubbling under the surface for weeks has finally exploded, and the center of it all is none other than DeAndre Swift. Yeah, the same DeAndre Swift who was supposed to be a cornerstone in Ben Johnson's new offensive system. According to sources close to the team, Coach Johnson has had enough. He's done. He doesn't want Swift on the roster anymore. The news dropped like a bomb among players and staff, and apparently, this wasn't just about performance on the field. It's deeper than that. The rumor is that Johnson and Swift have been clashing over play calling, locker room attitude, and even leadership influence. Swift, known for his confident, some would say cocky, persona, reportedly voiced frustration over how the offense was being run. Insiders say that things got so heated during a team meeting that Johnson cut it short and left the room visibly angry. Since then, Swift has been noticeably absent from team activities, fueling speculation that his days in Chicago are numbered. And let's be real, this isn't just a football issue anymore. This is pride, ego, and power colliding at full speed. What's crazy is that only a few months ago, fans and analysts were calling DeAndre Swift the missing piece that could elevate this Bears offense from good to dangerous. Johnson came in with a vision, a fast, dynamic, unpredictable system that relies on versatility, and Swift was the perfect fit. He could run, catch, improvise. He was supposed to be the engine of this attack. But behind the scenes, people are now whispering that Johnson grew increasingly frustrated with Swift's lack of discipline. Apparently, Swift started freelancing on plays, breaking off from designed runs to chase big gains, and Johnson hated that. The coach, who's known for his precision and control, reportedly called him out during film sessions, and Swift didn't take it well. There was a shouting match, and according to one witness, Swift left the room, slamming the door. From that moment, the relationship seemed to crack beyond repair. Players have been walking on eggshells ever since, unsure whose side to take. Some support Swift, saying he's just passionate and misunderstood. Others believe Johnson is setting the right tone for a team that's trying to build a winning culture. Either way, the locker room's vibe has changed drastically. Now, here's where it gets even messy, Multiple insiders claim the tension between Swift and Johnson has split the Bears' locker room into factions. On one side, you've got the Swift supporters, mostly offensive players who believe he's being unfairly targeted. They argue that Swift brings energy, confidence, and a spark this team desperately needs. On the other, you've got the Johnson loyalists, players who think it's about time the coach establishes authority and holds everyone accountable, no matter their star power. The division reportedly reached a breaking point last week during a closed-door team meeting. Sources say Johnson confronted Swift about his effort during practice, accusing him of being mentally checked out. Swift fired back, claiming he's being used as a scapegoat for the offense's lack of creativity. Witnesses described the atmosphere as electric, voices raised, fists clenched, coaches trying to intervene. Since that meeting, Swift hasn't practiced with the first team. Officially, the team lists it as personal reasons, but insiders insist he's been told to stay away until things cool down. But in the NFL, when a coach tells a player to take some time, it's usually the beginning of the end. It's wild to think that Ben Johnson, known around the league as a player's coach, has reached a point of no return with one of his most talented weapons. When he took the job in Chicago, Johnson's whole pitch was unity and creativity. He wanted to empower his players, make them feel like collaborators rather than pawns. But something about this dynamic with Swift just didn't work. Some say Johnson underestimated Swift's strong personality. Others think Swift never respected Johnson's authority to begin with, still seeing him as an unproven head coach trying to find his footing. Whatever the case, their clash represents a philosophical divide that goes beyond football. It's about control versus freedom, system versus improvisation. Johnson believes discipline wins championships. Swift believes flair wins games. Both have a point, but only one can lead the way. And for now, it seems Johnson has made his choice. He wants Swift out. Insiders claim the front office has started quietly exploring trade possibilities, even though nothing official has been announced. The silence from both sides speaks volumes. Something big is coming, and it won't be pretty. Fans, of course, are losing their minds over this. Social media is on fire with theories, memes, and even fake trade proposals. Some say Swift could be headed to a contender looking for a spark in the backfield. Teams like the Dolphins or Ravens have been thrown around in fan discussions. Others believe the Bears are making a massive mistake, throwing away a playmaker because of ego. But let's be honest, drama like this doesn't just disappear overnight. Once trust is broken between a coach and a star player, it's nearly impossible to fix. And the Bears can't afford distractions. They're trying to rebuild, reshape their identity, and this public feud is the last thing they need. Reporters have noticed players dodging questions about Swift, offering vague or focused on the next game answers. Meanwhile, Johnson has gone quiet too. His last press conference was short, tense, and clearly calculated. He didn't deny the rumors. He just said he's focused on guys who want to be here. That one sentence said more than 1,000 words. Behind closed doors, executives are reportedly scrambling to manage the fallout. They know this kind of controversy can derail a season before it even begins. Some sources claim general manager Ryan Poles tried to mediate between Johnson and Swift, but both men are stubborn and proud. Swift wants to play his way. Johnson wants total commitment to the system. It's a classic standoff, and neither seems willing to blink first. The atmosphere at Hallis Hall has turned icy. Players describe a strange silence in the building, like everyone's waiting for the next shoe to drop. And it might drop soon. Rumor has it the Bears could make a decision within days, either trading Swift or releasing him outright. It would be a shocking move considering how much the team invested in him. But at this point, Johnson's patience has run out. The message he's sending is loud and clear. This is his team now, and no one, not even a star running back, is untouchable. If that's the new Bears culture, things are about to get very interesting. As the dust settles, it's becoming clear that this rift between Ben Johnson and DeAndre Swift is not just about football. It's about identity, leadership, and the direction of the franchise. Johnson has built his reputation on being a visionary, someone who studies every detail, who demands precision and discipline. Swift, on the other hand, thrives on creativity and instinct. When those two energies collide, something has to give. Sources inside the locker room say Johnson feels betrayed. He believes Swift has become a distraction, undermining the message he's trying to build. Meanwhile, Swift feels disrespected, claiming that Johnson never trusted him to be himself on the field. This isn't just about a player being benched. It's about a relationship completely breaking down. And for a team like the Bears, still trying to find their footing in a competitive NFC, this couldn't have come at a worse time. Every decision now carries weight, not just for the season, but for the legacy Johnson is trying to create. How he handles this will define his tenure in Chicago, for better or worse. Word around the league is that several players have quietly reached out to Swift to show support, but even they admit the situation feels toxic. Swift has reportedly stopped attending team meetings altogether. Instead, he's been training privately, keeping his distance from Hallis Hall. There's even talk that his agents have started making calls to other teams, gauging potential interest. The problem? Everyone knows the Bears are desperate to move him, which drives his trade value down. It's a lose-lose situation. If they cut him, they eat a massive cap hit. If they keep him, the locker room stays divided. Johnson's decision to go public with his frustration, telling insiders he doesn't want Swift anymore, might have been the final nail in the coffin. You can't walk that back. Even if they somehow patch things up, the trust is gone. What was once a promising partnership between coach and player now feels like a cautionary tale about communication, ego, and timing. And the rest of the NFL is watching closely, waiting to see if the Bears implode from the inside. For fans, this saga feels like déjà vu. The Bears have a long history of internal drama. Coaches clashing with stars, locker room splits, wasted potential. Just when it seemed like things were finally stabilizing, this bombshell hits. Social media is buzzing with comparisons to past Chicago meltdowns, and honestly, it's hard to argue. Some fans are even starting to question whether Johnson's "my way" or the highway approach is sustainable. Sure, discipline is important, but alienating one of your best players? That's a gamble. Others, however, are applauding him for taking control, saying it's about time someone draws a line. They argue that Swift's attitude has been an issue since day one, and that great teams are built on accountability, not favoritism. It's fascinating to see how divided the fan base is, mirroring the division inside the locker room itself. No matter where you stand, one thing's undeniable. This story has taken on a life of its own. Every tweet, every anonymous source, every whispered rumor adds fuel to a fire that shows no sign of burning out anytime soon. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Insiders are now hinting that Ben Johnson's decision may be part of a larger power play within the Bears organization. Some believe Johnson is using the Swift situation to send a message not just to players, but to the front office, proving he's in full control of this team's culture. There's talk that Johnson felt undermined earlier in the season when management questioned some of his personnel choices. By taking a firm stand against a big-name player like Swift, he's reinforcing his authority. But that strategy comes with risk. If the Bears start losing, critics will point straight back to this moment, saying Johnson let pride get in the way of progress. Conversely, if they rally and perform without Swift, Johnson becomes a hero, the coach who set the tone. Either way, the stakes are sky high. And for Swift, this could be a career-defining moment. He's still young, still talented, but reputation matters in the NFL. Teams talk. Coaches remember. If he's labeled difficult, that could haunt him long after Chicago moves on. This is bigger than football. It's about image, influence, and legacy colliding under the bright lights of a restless city. Interestingly, a few veteran players have tried to mediate behind the scenes. Reports suggest that one team captain pulled Swift aside, urging him to apologize and find common ground. But Swift, ever confident, allegedly refused. He believes he's in the right, that Johnson is overreacting and stifling his creativity. Some teammates sympathize. Others are just tired of the drama. Practices have reportedly grown tense, with awkward silences and players avoiding eye contact. Even the media sessions have taken on a strange energy. Everyone's saying the right things, but the tension is palpable. Coaches insist the focus remains on football, yet every headline is about the feud. It's almost surreal how quickly things unraveled. Just a few weeks ago, Johnson was praising Swift for his explosiveness in training camp. Now, they're barely on speaking terms. The emotional whiplash is intense, and the timing couldn't be worse. The Bears are entering a tough stretch in their schedule, and internal chaos could easily derail any momentum. Whatever happens next, it's clear the locker room may never be the same again. At the end of the day, every great sports story needs a villain, or maybe two, and that's exactly what's emerging here. Depending on who you ask, Ben Johnson is either the ruthless tactician taking a stand for discipline or the egotistical coach who alienated star. DeAndre Swift, meanwhile, is either the passionate player who refused to be silenced or the diva who let pride get in the way of team unity. The truth probably lies somewhere in between, but perception is everything. The Bears are now a headline machine, the subject of every sports debate show and podcast in the country. And while all this noise might be great for clicks and views, it's a nightmare for chemistry. Still, there's a certain electricity to it, a sense that this moment could define the Bears' future. Will Johnson's hardline approach build a tougher, more disciplined team? Or will it fracture the locker room beyond repair? One thing's for sure, this isn't over. The whispers are only getting louder, and until Swift's future is decided, the Chicago Bears will remain at the center of the NFL's biggest storm. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.